What's up, guys? Bamboo here with another video breakdown. This is a really good roll that I had with Elliot the other day in one of our private or semi-private lessons right toward the end. So I wanted to kind of go over it with you guys. So we start out, Elliot's on top passing. I had already decided I was going to basically let him play a little bit of top side this time. So he passes right away with a nice knee cut, but doesn't control the underhook. And as a result, I get out right away. And here he goes again with the same pass, but he didn't cut all the way through. He's trying to shoulder pressure me on top, which is good, but he can't quite clear my hook. So I'm going to rewind what just happened because that was actually pretty good. So you see right here that I'm hooking him with my bottom right leg. Well, my left leg is trying to become a hook also, and he's not controlling that or my underhook, right? So as we continue here, when he tries to circle his leg out, he's going to clear my right leg, but my left leg is going to recover with a hook. See? My little toe snuck in there. So as a result, he doesn't make any progress with the pass. And now my bottom leg is back over as well to the control position. So he's looking for Kimuras and things here, but he doesn't have the pass, so it's kind of a waste. I really like that pushing the knee down and slicing over thing, but you got to land heavier. You can't land next to me where there's no weight on me, because then I can just easily use the underhook and recover. So that's really the only issue there. I'm going to rewind that again too. So again, he comes back up, pushes my knee down and surfs his right knee right over. Boom. But he doesn't have an underhook or any weight on me, and that's why I recovered. So he's back on top with the pressure. This time my leg's all the way over. Again, he should just push my knee down and cut over it. And he's thinking about it. He's got his knee there, but he's not doing it. So he's kind of hanging out where he should be moving. He could also backstep right there, but he's letting my hook give him trouble. So we've been really working on this pass to deal with people like me's legs, and it is looking better, but the control afterward is a problem. So here Elliot's hunting a darce, but he's doing it so transparent that there's no secret, so it's going to be hard to get. He should have wrapped my head there or go back and forth. So he's still stuck kind of in half guard here, trying to get his leg all the way out. See, there's no weight on me is the problem here. He's just super light. You got to make the person struggle on the bottom. You got to be a little heavier. No head pressure. Here he's laying across me, but he's not heavy. His leg is stuck. He's letting me keep my hook. You can't just accept that hook is okay there, because it's not. Tried to backstep, got rejected. So here he's passed. He let me get the turtle. He goes from my back. I recover to the same spot. He's just not stopping my feet or putting any weight on me. So he went for my heel, but with no leg lace control over the knee line, easy to spin. Now I'm on the top. It's going to probably be bad for our boy here. So I don't like how Elliot's turned on his side. That exposes both of his arms to me. That's really not so good. I'm switching to knee on belly, going to perch, pinning an arm. I have wrist control. Giving him a little bit of a bug on the top. Switch to wrapping the head. So now I'm looking for basically stepping over to mount to get the finish. Once I get under your chin, it's going to be enough to finish you most of the time. So you really can't let that happen. But he was worried about the darce at that exact second, I think. So here we go again. Now Elliot's going to play bottom, taking away all the space, trying to get my pass. His knee's framing really well. He's playing the same type of guard that I played against him. So I'm kind of floating, keeping him working. I'm just stepping and looking for my cut. Basically just pushed his knee out of the way there. He just made a small error, which, I mean, it's hard to do everything right all the time. There's always going to be mistakes like that you can capitalize on if you're in the right spot. The big difference between where I was and where he was on me was that I was more over him with pressure. So back to mount using wrist control and head pressure, really forcing. Now right here, I know he thinks I want the arm bar, which is why I jumped to the triangle, because he was worried I was going to force his right arm up, and he kept his left arm under to try and explode, but I tricked him and went to the triangle. He's currently realizing that. So now I'm back on bottom. Elliot's going to work on passing again. Same type of guard here. He did a really good job with that push to knee cut. He's even heavier on me this time, but he doesn't have my underhook controlled, so he's not going to be able to hold me. There's a million ways you can escape when you have an underhook. Yeah, that's just a mistake. You got to find a way to either block my hip, put a bunch of weight on me, or clear that underhook. Good pressure with the passing here. Again, he's in the same spot. Although with my leg all the way over, you really can't stay here. You're going to get stuck. So I went to honey hole, but let it go. He did a good job of keeping pressure and then let it go. And without the control after the pass, you can never hold the position. So you're going to spend a lot of time doing this pass. He went for a toe hold, but he doesn't have a lot of control over my knee or any way to put enough pressure. So he passes for a second, but can't control my shrimp. So the knee gets right back in there. All right, we're trying again. So he's got feet control. He's going to step in and look for the knee cut. I don't like putting that left knee on the ground there. It doesn't do anything but let me grab it. So it tries to connect really hard, but my frame is stopping him. Trying to use shoulder pressure, but again, that hook is the problem. It's going to get him swept. Now he's on bottom. He probably shouldn't have accepted that quite so easily. So back to knee on belly or perch. He's trying to turn away from me, which is a terrible habit. It's easy to take the back here. A lot of windows to attack him. So now I'm threatening a lot of stuff at once. The wrist pin, the razor, the near side. It looks like I have the underhook on the far side, which can only mean one thing. The razor is coming. It's a very hard submission to stop once you have an underhook, which is why it's so important to have an underhook. And again, it's a big difference between when he was on my side and when I was on his. I had the underhook and he didn't, and that's why he couldn't control me, and I got the finish. So he tried to jump pass, he got rolled, and he just stopped here in turtle. Shouldn't stop there. You got to keep going. You don't want to allow me to get the back or top like that. In this scenario, he basically pulled bottom because he was afraid of the back, which makes sense as that's the most dominant position. So you don't want someone to have that over at any cost. So now he's dealing with the perch, which is a super, super rough position to be underneath both knees like that. So he's going to have a bit of a hard time here. So it looks like I'm threatening baseball bat choke and pulling on his head for the arm bar. His elbow is up, but he's turning away from me. Switching to shoulder pressure, wrist control. Turning his head really well with the shoulder pressure, which is terrible for him. For me, it's fine. My hips are a little high, but it did get the reaction I wanted. He turned away from me, so I got to take the back, which is just going to be a downhill battle until he loses here. I believe this is toward the very end of the round, so I think I don't think he's able to get out, but I think he's able to finish out the last 6 seconds here. Yeah, 5 seconds. Yeah, so that was a pretty good roll. A lot of stuff happened. The big takeaway is that when you do get your pass, you really have to get the control right away. So hope you guys liked the video breakdown. If you want me to break down one of your rolls, just please let me know.